Okay, today we're going to start working on the Sportster 2020 Sportster XL 1200. We're going to wash it. We're going to try to start it, and then we're going to diagnose and see what's all wrong with the bike. But being that we did get the key, I've had the battery on charge for a little bit. It's green, so it lets me know that the battery is fully charged. It does turn on, the light comes on, the fuel pump primes, so I'm confident that it will start. So let's go ahead and get this thing out of the garage and wash it up a bit because it is pretty filthy. Oh, that is a difference. I'm always missing spots. Now that we've done that, let's actually turn the bike on. So the light comes on. Fuel prime. Let's see if we can get this thing to start. But I got the pipes angled out of the garage so this thing won't blow my ears off. I do want to mention there are no leaks, so I'm pretty sure oil is going to be fine. So I'm just going to start this thing up and just see what happens. Shoot, it's not doing anything. Well, let's see. Kickstand down. Is the switch broken? I think the switch might be damaged. So I got fuel prime. Let's put it in here. Oh man, my horn's not working either. Let me, I guess, rotate it and we go over all the damage because apparently the switch is not, it's not registering. So my theory here is that I have some type of switch damage. We are priming up, so in theory, when the hazards are pressed, the rear signal should be blinking. So I'm going to use my power tester to see if I'm getting power to that light. Black is definitely ground, so that means this blue has to be either this blue or purple is hot. Yeah, okay, so we are getting power from the signal. So if the hazards are on, we should get a pulse, right? Because they're pulsing. Yeah, so we're not getting a pulse. Yeah, we're not getting a pulse. Okay, that is a steady beam of light. So I press the hazards again. I don't know if it's activated or not. We're not getting a pulse. I press the left. Well, that won't matter on the left. So I know I got damage. We should be getting a blink, and we're not getting a blink. I don't know. Well, you know what? That could be running light. I didn't think about that. Let's see. Got the button on. I don't know if that's running light or not. Now that I think about it. Let's see. Press the hazards again. I'm not getting anything, but I am getting power. We also have a fuel tuner down here for the Vance and Hines exhaust. I don't know if this could be messing with it as well. But before I get that deep into it, I am going to take this off and try to press the button without these little pieces here and see if it's just a broken piece behind this. Just a T25 to get this off. This actually, oh grief, now I'm missing that screw. Hit the ground. Forgot to get these. No, I feel like that's engaging, man. Try to take this cap off. Something's just stopping it. Well, looks like this one's going to take me a minute to figure out, so I might as well turn the bike the way that I want it. Because, yeah, I'm just going to do that. This one seems like it's going to be a bit of a pickle to figure out. But I'm thinking I may take that fuel tuner off just to rule it out. I need to do some research on that first though. The bike is not even attempting to turn over, but the fuel pump is priming. I press the horn, nothing. Press the brakes, nothing. But those buttons are a little weird. They could be jammed, but the horn button, it seems to be fine, but I'm not hearing anything, and it seems to be connected on the bike as well. Not to say that a piece of wire isn't chewed somewhere. There is a clutch switch, I assume, on this bike. That could be wonky to prevent the bike from starting, maybe. Side stands switch, if the kickstand's down, it could prevent the bike from starting. I don't know if those are on Sportsters. Could be a tip over switch also preventing it. I don't know if those are on Sportsters. But it's weird. All that said, things that could prevent the bike from starting, but it's not even attempting to do anything, but the fuel pump is priming. Normally when stuff like that happens, the ECM is going to prevent the bike from doing anything, including fuel priming. I'm going to check the relays, I'm going to check the fuses, check the wiring, and it feels like it's something simple, the reason why this bike won't start. I went and got the manual because, again, this Sportster will not start, and I don't know why. Let's see, starter motor does not operate or does not turn engine over. You work your way all the way down to try to figure out, in what troubleshooting step are you at. So in the beginning, engine run, switch in off position. Clearly we've turned the bike on, so we're not that stupid, right? Ignition switch not in ignition position. The bike had fuel prime, so we bypassed that. Discharge battery. We've seen that the battery was fully charged. Solenoid chatter, we got no solenoid chatter. Number 4, starter control circuit relay or solenoid faulty. I'm going to put my money that that's where the issue may be, in a bad relay. Number 5, electric starter shaft pinion gear. This is when the starter is actually doing something. We're not even getting any starter feedback. So bank angle sensor, this is the tip sensor. If the bike falls on its side and it basically cuts the bike off, ignition switch not cycle on and off, back to ignition position. We've done that multiple times, turning the bike on and also it would have bypassed that. Number 7, security system activated. The bike would have screamed at me multiple times while I was washing the bike and moving it around without the key being in the on position, so it definitely doesn't have a security system on it. Number 8, motorcycle in gear, clutch not pulled in. I've tried to run the bike in neutral and I put it in gear and held the clutch in. Maybe the clutch switch could be faulty. I don't know, but it won't even start in neutral. Then we got main fuse not in place. I need to check that. And number 10, Jiffy stand down and transmission in gear, Harley Davidson international models. Okay, yeah, I don't think we have a side stand switch, but I'm gonna put my money on starter control circuit relay or the solenoid being faulty. or the main fuse. Did a little bit of research, found out that this thing really doesn't have that many fuses. It has a main fuse, a battery fuse, and something called a P and A fuse, which I guess is an auxiliary for different accessories that you want to add to the bike, like different lights or something. So we got the fuse right here, and everything else is controlled by something called the BCM, or the body control module, that controls the lights, the hand controls, and different things. So we're gonna check the fuses, see if any of those are messed up, and see if that works. This little gasket on there, it was leaking water earlier. Okay, so we got main fuse, we got, oh wow, okay. Yeah, check this out. We got the main fuse, which is a 40 amp, and then we have the auxiliary right here, the P&A, and we have the battery fuse. But check this out. Blown fuses. The battery fuse and the P&A fuse is blown. The main fuse is not blown. Hooray, we found blown fuses, so surely that's the problem, right? Well, maybe. Let's say we did swap those fuses out. What I don't know still is what caused those fuses to blow. So we're gonna put these new fuses in and see if that fixes the problem, get the bike started. But if those fuses blow again, that means that I may have a short somewhere, because that means too much amperage is crossing the wire, which is causing the fuse to blow in the first place. We gotta figure this out. So yeah, let's see if this fixes it first. Take that 10 out, take the main fuse out. I heard the bike doing some stuff. I may need to come back and put some dielectric grease on this. I heard sparkle things, so there's a good chance that this is gonna work. But I wonder, is it gonna pop it again? Here we go. See what happens. I hear noises. Let's see what happens now. Look. Oh, we're getting somewhere. This shows the mileage, 9,100 miles. That is awesome. Now, if we go a little bit further, this ignition is not the best. All right, the light's on. We do have an engine code though, but I wonder, and we have a gas light. We got neutral, we got oil, light. I wonder if this horn works. Horn still does not work. Okay. What if I hit this button? All right, I'm gonna hit this thing, man. I think it's gonna start. All right, I'm gonna pull this thing out again and angle it so my garage doesn't get filled with exhaust fumes. Cause she is gonna start this time, baby. This thing is freaking loud. It is very freaking loud. Holy crap. And I think we're out of gas because it does have a gas light. All right. We'll put you back. I wanted the bike to run a little bit so it could, you know, get some of that badness out. The bikes are on their sides and get all the badness out. Let's see if we start it back up. Definitely need some, there's not much gas in this thing. Okay, we need gas. That's okay. Yeah, we just need gas. Okay, cool. We know that the bike runs, and we can move forward. Always start off with the simple stuff. Check your fuses. I was kind of off a little bit with the control, thinking like, oh yeah, the button wasn't engaging, but you know, it was as simple as a fuse being popped. As far as why that fuse popped, I don't know, but I ain't gonna worry about it because it worked and it never popped again. We do need some gas and we need a few other bits to make this bike look better. But we know that the engine runs, the engine sounds good, it sounds healthy. Those Vance and Hines exhausts, loud. I don't like them, they loud, but it's time to move forward. Let's look at all the damage that the bike actually has. Starting in the rear, we got sissy bar damaged on both sides, scuff there, and we got a scuff there. You could take a Dremel and level this out, prime it, and paint over it. I may do that myself, I don't know. Rear signal missing, and that bolt is actually bent. I'm gonna have to unbend that to get that out. Other side is scuffed up. Yeah, there's the scuff. Other side, scuffed up. And I want to say this sissy bar actually has quick release. You loosen this up and these hinges flip out and you can just lift the sissy bar off. The rear fender, it could use a buff and polish. Yeah, buff and polish. That rear tire is on its way out. Left suspension strut, it has seen better days. Look at that. Yeah. Functional, but it needs work. Fuses, those were burned out, except the main fuse, but we swapped those. But you're not supposed to see this. There's a left panel completely missing. So, gotta get that. Down there, we're missing the shifter pedal. So yeah, that needs to be changed out. We are missing a primary bolt cover bolt. Yeah, you see that? Yep, that's missing. But everything else, surprisingly, the kickstand actually looks to be okay. Coming up here, there's a lot going on. I took that cover off. This is scuffed up. Actually, you know what? Let me show you a better view of that. Yeah, now you're seeing. Yeah, just damaged. But even better, the throttle cable is completely bent. I've never seen that before. These are also chewed up. I thought this was the worst of it, but no, those are completely bent. Triple bent. No, triple road rashed, not bent, scuffed up. Mount for the speedometer broken. Speedometer actually works. I'd be curious to see if it actually fully works with the speed, just out of curiosity. Left control damaged, the cover. I want to say the buttons also are not functional, because if I remember, yeah, see, that's kind of like, because you can see the cover is pushing against the button. So that handle is damaged and scuffed too. I think both mirrors are damaged. Front signal lights, they're gone. And of course, the elephant in the room, the gas tank, huge dent on the left side. I was thinking like, oh yeah, I can like save that. No, we're just gonna yeah, no, there's that. Paintless dent repair is out of the question with this. It's a done deal. Headlight bucket damaged. I thought the headlight got out without much damage, even though this is aftermarket, but you can see that gap, it is kind of twisted here. Maybe I didn't put it back together, but just to put it on the bench just for like, I need a test light. It could work for that purpose. The forks seem to be good. The wheel seems to be good. The rotor seems to be good. It's the same thing for the back. Lower triple is good. It's got a little bit of scuffness to it. You can polish it out. Little scuffness down here, but as far as functionality, good. This side, I mentioned this when I actually saw the bike for the first time. This is loose, but I would probably just change the whole thing out. The brake pedal scuffed up, being that the other side is damaged also, it makes sense to just get a new set. Yeah, that's a dent. It's damaged. The whole tank would need to be just pulled on both sides and just sanded down and repaired. Vance and Hines exhaust, we got road rash. It sounds loud. There are no baffles in this thing, I'm pretty sure. But there also is a dent there. Oh, I didn't think about this thing being hot, but it's not too hot. And there's also a dent there from when this pushed up. You can see at some point that made contact, because there also is some scuffing there. Right suspension strut seems to be perfectly fine. Sprocket looks good. Belt looks to be good and in alignment. The oil tank cover, or the right side cover, it looks good. For those of you that didn't know, this is how you check your oil in a Sportster. Oh, look at that. Yep. Actually, let me try to twist that. Okay. Air filter blew out some black smoke when it didn't start that last time, ran out of gas. It looks to be good. Ignition has a little bit of jiggly, but it works. Brake fluid seems to be low in the front, but the good news is I can bleed this normally because this model of Sportster does not have a wheel speed sensor in the front, nor does it have a ABS toner ring. So this bike does not have ABS. License plate bracket flips out just fine. Let's see. The light also works on it. Let's see if the hazards work. They do work, but we're not getting any power, or at least that bulb is not working. So that bulb is out, or maybe the wire is severed somewhere, because we do have some weirdness going on here. We'll check that another day, but at least we know it works. Also want to mention just how, like, look at this. Like somebody just like they just gripped this thing and just, but really what it is the impact shifted the control over the grip and caused it to do that. It's actually still on the bar. But what I unfortunately discovered is that sitting straight on this bike, I noticed the bar is actually bent right there ever so slightly towards the rider. So we would need new handlebars, unfortunately. Not that big of a deal, but they were chipped anyway, but they are in fact bent. All right, so to recap, washed the bike, got a lot of that dirt off because really the bike was filthy and I don't want that stuff in my garage, all that dust. And then we started the bike after troubleshooting why the bike wouldn't start. It was a simple fuse. Of course, you start off with the simple stuff and then you work up to the more complicated stuff. But like I said, the bike wasn't leaking and the starter wasn't even trying to do anything, so it was simple. I'm glad it was simple. And then we looked over the damage. I really think we got a good base with this bike. I'm gonna try some new techniques to fix some stuff on this bike, but the cool thing about Sportsters is that they're the most customizable bike on the market. There's so much stuff for these bikes, but I'm also gonna try to repair as much as I can. This is gonna be the start of something wild. You do not wanna miss the next episode of this. You can click right here to get to the next part of this playlist. As always, I hope you learned something. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.